Hi guys, I'm Fiona Zaring with the Red Carpet Report. We're in Santa Monica for the premiere of American Dresser.
Nice to meet you.
Just congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I mean, this is incredible.
Yeah.
I have watched the trailer, I've done a little research, and I think it's such a unique and important story, and I just want to know how, why, like what inspired you, how did you come up with these characters that really need a redemption moment and they just go out and they do it and it's not too late?
Well, actually, I love movies. That's how it all starts.
Don't we all?
And yeah, and as it started, I just felt like I wanted to make something that I'd like to see, but maybe I didn't see as much, you know. And the idea kind of came from my father and I, who I'm very close with, who are writers, and kind of developed from there. And then I just took the ball and ran with it. And as it kept progressing, it kind of kept forming itself to what it became today, and it was really cool. I mean, I just wanted to put people in a position to succeed as actors, and I always felt like if everybody else did their job, then the job of the film being entertaining would figure itself out. So yeah, so I'm hoping it does that, and I think people that have watched it like it so far. So I hope that continues.
So, motorcycles, obviously, it's like its own character in the movie. Do you have a personal big relationship with riding motorcycles, or did it just happen to all fall into place?
Well, my father rode motorcycles his whole life, and I've ridden motorcycles for a while.
Okay.
And the motorcycles in the film are actually mine, my father's, and one mutual bike we have.
Oh, that's amazing.
And it was important to have not a particular style of bike, but just the vibe of riding and how it makes you feel. Somebody's mentioned to me it's like road therapy, or wind therapy, I should say. Because at least for myself, when I'm riding a motorcycle, I just know sometimes you get up early in the morning, nobody's on the road, kind of clears your head, and it's just a cool little vibe. And that's really what I was trying to tell. Because I was always coming across people being like, oh, it's like this motorcycle movie or that motorcycle movie. And I said, well, it's really more of like, it has more in common with like a Rocky I tried to make, where it's like boxing's in it, but it's really a love story with him and Adrian. And I wanted to make this more of like a love story between this man, his wife, and his children and his family, and kind of finds himself on the open road. So I don't know how original it is, but hopefully it's originally familiar, that people enjoy it and connect with it.
You sort of touched on it momentarily, but after people watch this movie, what do you want them to walk away from the theater and just feel? Is it inspiration? Is it I can do this? Is it slow down, take everything one step at a time? Is there something, or just all of these?
I think all of the above. I feel like, I want it to resonate with people. I think when you make something universal, a lot of people can really relate to that. And, whether you ride a motorcycle or you don't, I think it's something that people can connect to, because people have families and loved ones that are here and that aren't here. And, I think the most important thing is to make sure you take advantage of the people that are here and treat them the way they deserve to be treated, and vice versa. So I think it's a little bit of that. Like I said, motorcycles are just a vehicle that takes them across the country, but the vibe of it is certainly something I think that everybody can feel inside, men or women, whether you ride or don't ride.
So making a movie in and of itself is an adventure. Do you have any crazy moments from the set, anything that stood out to you that really was just like, how is this happening right now?
Well, it's interesting because, you're working so hard to get it made.
Right.
And there's so many steps to get it made, and there's so many variables that can go wrong, and they do. They all go wrong, but you really need certain things to go right once, and that'll kind of ripple effect to other good things. So there were moments where I was on the set where I was just really trying to get everything moving, keeping everything done. And there were times where I would be setting up a scene, and I'd have to, because I'm in it, I'd have to kind of take a step back and make sure my wardrobe is fine. And I'm watching everybody set up the crew. I had an amazing crew. They would run for me. I was very, very fortunate. And I was watching the crew set up, and I was like, wow, this is incredible and they're calling me a filmmaker. They're like, oh, the director, the filmmaker, and that's what was interesting to see, that demographic, that they were just so into it. And that's what I really loved. But from an editing standpoint, there were times where I was sitting there watching this, rough cuts, and I would watch a scene of Tom and Keith talking in a scene, just kind of seeing which take I like. And I would find myself watching the film, forgetting that I am in it, or I wrote it, or whatever it may be, and just because I was enjoying these two guys. And I would say, oh my God, how was I able to pull this off? But it's like anything else. I think if you believe in what you're doing and you get lucky with the right people that support you, you can kind of do anything, whether it's a film, whether it's opening any small business, or whatever it is. You just got to have the right people around you to support you.
Amazing. Awesome. I mean, Tom and Keith are incredible. How did you decide that their relationship, like, what was the moment where you're like, oh, it's got to be Tom and Keith? Like,
Well, it's interesting because nobody was running to work for me at that one point, and I'm very aware of that. And that was okay. I knew that going in, but once we got to a certain point, and Tom came aboard, and they were like, "Oh, listen, Tom wants to talk to you on the phone." And I spoke to him, and I just felt like it was just an easy conversation. He kind of got what I was trying to make. He knew that it wasn't a biker film. It was more about what we talked about, like a little bit about people and and it was like, all right, well, I said to him, I said, all right, I'll see you in 3 days. He goes, what do you mean to see me in 3 days? I said, oh, I got to fly down and meet you now. So I came down and I met his wife, who's actually a writer herself, which was really interesting. And now Tom and his wife are like almost family to me. But when we got Tom involved, that night when I met him, like in person, we were talking about Keith immediately. So it was almost like, this just seems right. Yeah, it's like any relationship. You can try and force as much as you can, but essentially it's going to work out the way it's supposed to, and I think it did. So I was very fortunate.
Amazing. Congratulations. I just want to say thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Good luck.
I appreciate you being here.
Oh, thanks for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. Leave me a comment below and let me know what your favorite road trip was, or if you'd like to go on one. You can catch American Dresser in theaters and on demand on September 21st.